Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody is directed by Casey Lemons. This is a biography drama music movie. The movie stars Naomi Ackie as Whitney Houston, Ashton Sanders as Bobby Brown, Nafessa Williams as Robin Crawford, and Stanley Tucci as Clive Davis. This movie is rated PG-13 for strong drug content, some strong language, suggestive references, smoking, and even a small bit of violence. This movie is most definitely not for children or teenagers. I would say anyone 20 years of age and older, but no one below that. This movie has a runtime of 2 hours and 24 minutes. Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody was released in theaters in the United States on Friday, December 23rd, 2022. I did not see this movie in theaters. My mom and I recently rented this and we watched it at home on DVD. This movie is a biopic. This is the life story of how legendary African American singer Whitney Elizabeth Houston went from singing at church to becoming an international superstar with help from her manager Clive Davis. Though we see her life is not all stardom and glamour and that she gets screwed over financially by her father, Whitney Houston marries singer Bobby Brown, but the marriage doesn't work. At one point, it also gets a little physical and violent. She battled with drugs and addiction, which took her away from her child and landed her in rehab. Whitney Houston has 7 number-one hit songs and had 4 number-one albums. Whitney Houston died on Saturday, February 11, 2012 from drowning and the effects of atherosclerotic heart disease and cocaine use. Though she is gone, her music and songs still live on today. That is the summary synopsis of the movie. Here are my negatives. This movie is very heavy and it's very hard to watch and extremely hard to get through. It is not a movie that has rewatchability value to it. In fact, I would say it has 0 rewatchability value to it. And my mom agreed with me on that. This movie deals with a lot of real life issues that regular people deal with, such as drug use and addiction, and what that can do to a person's life and body. There were things I learned about Whitney Houston that I had absolutely no clue about. I didn't know until this movie that she was a druggie. I had always heard about Whitney Houston in the news, but I never really paid any attention to the things going on in her life. Another big thing that I learned from this movie is that Whitney Houston was gay. We learned that she and her creative manager Robin Crawford tried to have a relationship with each other, but Whitney Houston wanted kids and a family, so that is why nothing ever came of that relationship. This movie is not a feel-good movie at all. After it was over, it left me and my mom in a very depressed state and mood. Those are all my negatives. Now here are my positives for the movie. The story was really good. It was very well told and very well executed. I had no idea the kind of life she led outside of her music and performances. I just knew of Whitney Houston for her music that she created. The actors were great and really got into these characters, and the performances they gave were awesome. They made you believe you were watching the actual people in this movie. The main actress, Naomi Ackie, who plays Whitney Houston, looks and even sounds a lot like her. Not just Naomi Ackie, but everyone should be proud of the performances that they gave for this movie. I bet Whitney Houston herself would be extremely proud of this movie. The movie uses mainly CGI and green screen special effects, especially for the concert scenes where we see tons of people at Whitney Houston concerts. The company Redefined pulled out all the stops with computer and digital technology to help bring this movie to life. Naomi Ackie does provide some of her singing voice in I Want to Dance with Somebody. However, the majority of the singing is done by Whitney Houston. Ackie did lend her voice to the film to make her acting more believable. The actors were believable and you were able to invest in the characters and care about them. The film wastes no time establishing all the characters, including Whitney Houston, Clive Davis, Robin Crawford, and Bobby Brown. Okay, those are all my positives, so now it's grading time. I'm going to give the biopic Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, a C. Here are my final thoughts. To be honest, I really thought that this movie was going to be a lot better than what it actually was. The trailer for this movie was actually better than the movie itself. I wanted to like this movie, but unfortunately, I really didn't. I liked a few parts of it, but that's it. I originally had plans to see this movie in the movie theater, but I'm so glad that I didn't. This is just a one-time watch for me, so I will not be adding this movie to my movie collection. I'm sure there are people out there who like and enjoy this movie, and that's great. My mom and I are not among those people who liked it. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to say good night. God bless. I love all of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.